What is good, everyone? Welcome back to a new video. I know it's been a while, hasn't it? But yeah, decided to get back onto the social media grind after a good few weeks of kind of taking it off. We're back. So just on my walk at the moment, as Keithy has implemented 12k steps a day. I don't get that through just like work and shit like that. So I always go on 1 or 2 walks a day, just to make sure I'm covered in that aspect. So yeah, I mean, not the best weather, it's fucking pissing it down, but yeah, gonna get on this walk and then kind of give you an update on where I am and the process. You probably can't even hear me, for fuck's sake, but got my bottle of water with Hydromax from Strom. It's raining. It's just fucking awful, mate, isn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll catch up with you guys when I'm back from the rain. I'm actually like, you can probably hear me. All right. I just got out of the shower, so allow it. But having meal one, I'll make sure to put a picture on because I kind of skipped it. So meal one was 120 grams of cream of rice, 25 grams of whey protein, 120 grams of blueberries, and peanut butter on top. A bit of pink Himalayan salt and a bit of cinnamon, and we're all good to go. In terms of my progression, so where I last left off, I was going through a dieting phase. It had its moments where it was really tough, but we're out of that now. We're now into what people like to call the bulking phase, but I call it the off-season phase. So we're just gaining enough. We're putting on enough tissue so that when we go to the prep side of things, we can take that down. We can still be at a decent amount of calories and not have to worry about diving into the pits until maybe like last minute. This also allows us to put more muscle on, even though we're not going to put on a lot because we are natural. We can still put maybe a slight little bit of muscle on, but also with more weight and weight going up means more progression in lifts. And what I've found is since the dieting phase, certain lifts have gone up. So like, for example, my incline Smith has gone up, my bench press has gone up, my stiff legs, now that being implemented to the deadlifts, they've gone up to which I think we could probably pull 200, which is really good. Everything's realistically gone up in terms of movements. If they haven't gone up with weight, they've gone up in terms of tempo, in terms of reps, everything like that. But yeah, that's kind of my progress at the moment. There's not much going on, especially in off-season mode. There's not much that happens, as people who have been in that phase kind of know. It is very boring, and it is one of the things that has to get done. I don't mind because in terms of food, I love food. I'm a massive foodie, so it's like with me, more food is a happier Darren, to be honest. Energy is good. As I was saying earlier, still on 12,000 steps a day, so getting that in, no cardio, just the steps. But yeah, I'm managing to do that every day, checking with Keithy every weekend just to make sure everything's all good. So at the moment, we're currently on the training day, we're on 180 grams of protein, 525 grams of carbs, and 50 grams of fat. On a non-training day, the protein and fat stay the same, just the carbs go down to 475, I believe. But I have to double check. I'm pretty sure it's 475. So this allows us to still get enough carbs and enough energy source in on a rest day and be able to recover enough to put us in a good position for the next day. I'm actually repping this Monster Factory. This is like, as you can see, it's massively oversized here on the collar, but yeah, it's a really nice fit, man. It's their rag top kind of destroy them range. Got it for Christmas, so shout out to my brother for getting me this for Christmas. It's actually really nice, and it's now an official leg day top, so I'm going to be repping that today for you guys to see. The plan today is to actually get, I will talk about this later on in the pre-workout section, but the plan today is to hopefully go for a 4-plate Smith squat. So we've got probably the hardest session today, but it's the last one before the New Year's, so we're going to make sure it's a fucking good one, mate. So yeah, cream rice has gone in. We wait a few hours, then we have a pre-workout, and then we're going to go train at Ebbsfleet with Steve. I'll make sure to record that. Steve is also someone who is coached by Keithy. And yeah, we're both going to fucking crush it next year. So if you're our first timer, you watch out, bitch. I'm not really much of a shit talker, to be honest, but yeah, no, it'll be interesting. So I'll definitely record that for you guys, and I'll talk you through my session as it gets nearer to the time. Ooh. Also, my face is looking peng recently. The skin products I'm using, allow the hair because it's still wet, but the skin products I'm using, oh, the pure peng. Look at this look at this hair, mate. Ow. Right, anyway, I'm going. Okay. So, pre-workout meal going down. 120 grams of oats, 100 grams of frozen blueberry, 25 grams of protein, 10 grams of peanut butter, pink and salt again, crank, done. No cinnamon this time. Pre-workout meal, normally about an hour and a half before I train. An intra, I use EAAs at the moment. No carb powder, just EAAs. Especially during legs, I find that EAA or carb powders don't sit well with me. And they just tend to mess my stomach a little bit. I'm panting because I just run up the stairs and I'm knackered. So yeah, I always use EAAs in every workout anyway. So gonna use that. Probably use Axe and Sledge The Grind, I think it is, blue raspberry flavour. Yeah, gonna get this down. And then when we're actually at the gym, I'll discuss my plan of action. I'll go through the exercises and stuff with you. Probably do a voiceover during the workout as well, just so you can understand my feelings and what was going into this session. We're going to eat this now, watching an old video of, rest in peace to the legend, Luke Sando and Ben Chow doing a leg day for Red Comp 1 back in the day at Muscleworks Orpington. So this was in 24th of July 2019, so a few years ago now. But we're going to watch this and we're going to get cracking on. Okay, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to a voiceover. So starting off with leg day, always start off with hip abductions. Hip adductions and hip abductions to warm up. Normally these sets are 2 sets, 12 to 15. So normally with this I can stack the machine, which I might have to start chucking on plates soon to kind of help that, or getting myself a gym pin. But the angle of the machine, like how like chucking a plate on, might not actually help because it's too low down. But what I found out is with this I just need to basically hold in the end fade for a lot longer. So as I'm bringing my legs in, I need to actually keep hold of that for a lot longer, as I'm doing here, and on the eccentric part is controlling that movement, which I always do on every movement. So yeah, the way my leg sessions go, they are very taxing and probably the longest session of the week. But it goes hip abductions and then Smith squats, and then hack squat, leg press, and then all the accessories like leg extensions, hamstring curls, lunges, etc. I didn't film all of it, so what you're going to see is the hip abductions, Smith squats, hack squat, leg press, and leg extensions. With the Smith squat, obviously warmed up to a good weight, which here is 75 kilos, I believe. Probably could have gone 4 plates aside in the end, which I will do later on. Thanks for getting in the way. But yeah, with this, I always wear a belt when it comes to the heavier part, just to keep my back in line with my head and make sure that I'm in a neutral position to allow my quads to get the most detail. Sent this over to Keithy, and he just assured me to probably put my legs closer in a little bit more to my body, just to allow no damage to the knees. But yeah, as you can see, controlling the eccentrics very well, still good depth, and yeah, that last one was a grinder. We then moved to the back off set, which was 3 plates aside with an additional 10, I think. So that was 70, 70 aside. So 140, I don't know how much the bar weighs. I'm pretty sure it weighs nothing, so it doesn't really matter. But here we're going for a little bit of quicker tempos, as you can see. I try not to take too much of a rest when coming down. When at the top, sorry, but sometimes I just need to get my breath back. Off season, off season, no cardio got me knackered, you know. Also, these beats that I'm wearing, they're so shit. Like I had to get rid of them, and I had to buy. I got a new pair now, so hopefully, you'll see that in more sessions. But yeah, as you can see, I always try to take a few breaths and then get back into it. The worst thing you could do with squatting is just jump straight in without taking an initial breath. As you can see here, I always breathe in, have a nice, draw a lot of air into the lungs, and then squat down and continue. This is the grinder. This is a grinder set. A lot of people would have witnessed this when doing squats, but yeah, Smith squats just seem a little bit easier for me in terms of actually getting the stance, whereas like with a barbell squat I have to keep my legs out wider, so yeah, it does have its place. Hack squats, so 2-second pause at the bottom here for 4.5 plates. Could have gone 5 as well, because I think I end up getting about 12 reps out of this, which is over the top set limit. But I always say, if you feel like you could do more, then by all means just do more, but then next week just know that you can go heavier. Don't ever just stop at that rep range. So if you're already there and it's like 8 to 10, you go to 15 for example, you know it's too light, just carry on, just keep on going, like tax that muscle. And then next week you can obviously go a little bit heavier and try to find that rep range. But with the hack squats, obviously I changed. I go to different gyms sometimes, so hack squats are different. Like at Crayford, they're a pre-core. Here it's Life Fitness, I think. When I go muscle-wise, I use a Cybex. So there's multiple different weights to work with, and it's multiple different angles to work out. But yeah, my thought with this hack squat was fucking hell. Like I was done after this. Like this set done me. Here the back off, so 4 plates aside. As I said with the Smith squats, I just keep a quicker tempo. So making sure that I am controlling the way down. Always making sure my feet placement is there. With this, is a bit weird. So I can't put my feet any lower than what it is. Just simply because if I do, then my heels start lifting up, and I'll just be on my toes all the time, and I don't want to do that. It's because basically where I played football in my life, I think my hips and my calves, probably my Achilles, have taken a beating. So the mobility isn't there. But one of my goals for 2022 is honestly to actually do some yoga and a lot more stretching, just so when it gets to the posing and it gets to that mobility, that I have that, and I don't need to just rely on how I feel on a day, because it does get tough sometimes. Like when you have to really warm up. Like I've got so many. I call it my bag of goodies, because I've got like in my gym bag, I've got like massage guns, bands, rollers, the little balls with spikes in them, that kind of shit. Yeah, that was the top set on the leg press. I thought I'd just leave that in raw, so you can kind of hear what's going on during that session. But here on the leg press, so this is a 16 to 20, I believe, or 12 to 20. I can't actually remember what this is, but basically we just go high reps with a leg press. The order from Keithy is to keep legs shoulder width apart, keep feet stance very narrow, and make sure the toes are pointed out a little bit, and make sure there's a 2-second pause at the bottom as well, which is the most important one. I really like this leg press. So as you can see, the one behind Steve's, that is such a dodgy leg press. I won't ever use that. But this hammer strength one is beautiful. And again, when I go to other gyms, there are different equipment, so you have to. I would note what you're doing, like logbook your sessions, or just write it down what you're doing, what machines you're using, and making sure that you know what plates and what weights you're using, so you can kind of get a grip when you next go. For example, like if I go Crayford or Muscleworks, they have Cybex leg press there, so I will choose that, because when you're at a new gym, just like sometimes you can just go for, I would just personally go for different brands rather than just sticking to what you know. Like you want to try new stuff out, because you never know when you might move gyms or anything like that, and then they might have that equipment there, so you need to know kind of what your staple is. I also like to hold on here just to keep myself in check and brace. I know a lot of people say if you're holding on and you can't, the weight's too heavy, but I don't believe that to an extent. I just think like it's keeping yourself in stable. Like when you do a leg extension, people like to use seat belts and stuff. It's just to keep yourself braced into the position rather than just being off put by swaying about and everything like that. And also the handles are fucking dodgy here, so I like to hold on to the seat for extra protection. Here we move on to the last bit, which is leg extensions. So as you can see, that green band is technically a seat belt that we use. So with leg extensions, we have one set of 12 to 15 pause at the top for 2 seconds, and then a leg extension 12 to 15 pause at the bottom for 2 seconds, and then a rest pause of 15 plus reps, and then obviously rest pause that. Then we move on to all the accessories like the hamstring curls, lunges, but I didn't record any of that, so this is going to be the end of the voiceover. I hope you enjoyed the voiceover. If you do, please let me know in the comments if you do want more. What session you want to see next, because that is really important, because I do want to show you every part of my workouts. But yeah, last rep here, I think, and this is, we're done out here. Okay, so yeah, basically leg day smashed, as you saw. I'm pretty fucking knackered, so this segment here is going to be like an end of the video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment for more. I'm always looking for more content ideas as well, so please feel free to drop some suggestions. And I hope you take some of these leg exercises into consideration and use them for yourself. But yeah, I think the next one will be more of a full day of eating kind of thing, and showing you a different session. It's not legs, but I just like filming myself doing stuff, to be honest. If I ever have something important going on, I'll make sure to film that, but today was just basically all in for legs. And yeah, I'm dying, man, so gonna get these last steps out the way and then chill out the rest of the week. Peace.